Hey everybody, I'm Tyler.
And I'm Stacy. Today's project, we're turning this sleigh bed into this.
Let's get started. We're just going to use this 220 3M sandpaper on our electric sanders here, and we're going to take off the finish.
Hey everybody, so we've been sanding for quite a while and using the 220, and unfortunately this is just not being sand down the way we need it to be. So we ran to the store and we are gonna try with this medium sandpaper, and then we also got some 120 grit sandpaper. So hopefully that will help, and we get to use our really cool new orbital sander. So.
We're starting to get it down to raw wood now.
Okay, so I think we've got the sanding down pretty good. Now we are going to mix up our stain color that we want. We're actually mixing two colors, dark walnut and what was it? Simple gray, I think?
Classic gray.
Classic gray. We're gonna mix those and hopefully, cross our fingers, we'll get the color that we want. Okay guys, so we are gonna go 2 parts of the classic gray, and I bought the Minwax wood finish in premium oil based. Unfortunately, that was all they had instead of the water. And then the other can is the dark walnut. And so we're gonna mix those together, stir them up.
And this creates what color?
It's supposed to create kind of like a grayish espresso, which is kind of what we're going for. Our bedroom colors are gray and black and red. So hopefully, fingers crossed, this will give us the color that we want.
Oh, look at that.
Ooh, that's pretty. I'm gonna have to have you wipe that off with something if you don't mind.
Okay.
All right, I am going to mix this. It's 2 to 1. So you're gonna go two gray to the 1 dark. So here we go. So I'm gonna put 8 ounces of the dark. And now I can't see.
Oh, you're dribbling.
Yo, this is awful.
Did you get that?
Ooh, I think. It's hard to tell because it's like, oh no, I need a little bit more. Okay. Right
Yeah,
there?
good, yep.
Okay, so now we're on the 8. I kind of like the color by itself. The dark walnut is really pretty, you guys.
Well, there's a lot of stuff in the bottom of this.
There wasn't any in that one, so I'm gonna throw this one away.
Yeah. Okay, I think you're good.
Okay. Now we're gonna dump this in.
There you go, fast. Yep, perfect.
If you guys have ever mixed your own stain color, comment below because I'm kind of curious if anyone else has tried this before. And if you liked the color you concocted or you absolutely couldn't stand it. Okay, here we go. I am gonna start on the whitest and most sanded spot that we did today and go from there. So I'm gonna dunk my sock, and then I'm just gonna well, so far I'm kind of liking it, you guys. But obviously time will tell once it's dry, right? Guys, I've never ever stained or done this before. This is our first go at something like this.
Well, so far, it's looking good.
I do like it. How am I doing, Tyler? Am I doing pretty good?
You're doing good. It's really pulling out the
grains, which is what we wanted. We wanted the grain to come out.
Oh, shoot. It's all right. It's all gonna get it.
If you have any tips or tricks, that would be great too. Just kidding. It's weird because some of this was like light honey color, and then there's some spots that are dark. So it's kind of don't mind the splotch. You guys, I am the world's messiest painter. See? I'm not gonna like that.
We might just have to thicken up the coats on other spots.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So let's get this thin layer on. Then I'm gonna go to another test spot just to see what happens. Like I said, this is our first time, so bear with us as we learn. We thought it'd be fun to do stuff like this together, so we're kind of learning together too. Okay.
I love that color.
I do too. It looks just like our furniture.
Trying to like get the
Am
color
I in the way?
on
Maybe
camera, but I don't think it's gonna go through the way we see it.
Yeah, it's probably not until we get it to dry.
All right, so
What spot next?
let's try this middle panel.
This middle panel, we didn't sand this one?
The half and half.
Okay. So this one is a little bit sanded a lot, and then there's some sanding that's not so much. So we weren't sure how much we would actually need to sand. So this one looks really good too though. So I don't know, it's such a hard decision. I'm gonna say we're gonna probably need some coats.
I think you should try to like put it on thick. But I don't know.
Well, I think it needs a nice smooth coat first, and then go to another. You know what I mean?
Yeah, then a heavy. I like that. Yeah. All right. Well, I'm gonna glove up, and I guess I'll help you out.
All right. Sounded like you were about to go in surgery. I'm gonna glove up. It is kind of like performing surgery, especially if you've never done it before.
You gotta pop the glove.
Yeah, you do. It's like a must.
Okay, well, we let this dry, and we realized that in order to get this finished like we want it, we're gonna have to do a lot of sanding. So we're gonna switch directions here, and we found a paint that's gonna match a little bit better to what we need. So we are gonna just go that route. We're gonna try to paint this and see how that looks.
So we're gonna go with this paint. It is a Rust-Oleum brand Studio Color interior paint and primer in semi-gloss. Hoping to get the color that we're actually going for with this one. So I'm gonna test this side that we already have stained to see how good the coverage is. If we need to, we'll go back over it with a sander. Like I said, this is our first project, so it's a learning curve. Oh yeah, that's covering nicely. It might take a couple coats, obviously, and we need to roll it, but for now, for purposes of testing, and I'm not the best painter, guys, so. Oh, I like that already. Now, the only other thing that we're hoping is it's really cold here today. Not really cold, but cold enough. So, and we're in our garage, obviously. So hopefully we can get this to dry, and we'll see what happens. I'm gonna leave it alone, but I think that looks pretty good. Couple
Not
coats.
far off of the gray we
That
were
we're
going
looking
for
for.
down there.
Okay, so we got a coat on. I feel like it's looking really good, and it's actually looking like the color that we are going for. I think it's covered a lot nicer and a lot better, and we're getting ready to get the second coat put on. So stay tuned. Coat, and I'm gonna go around with the paintbrush first so that we can maybe try to get rid of some of the brush strokes that we did with coat 1.
All right, so now we've let the front dry. This side we already did. We flipped them over. We're gonna go ahead and paint the backs over the previous stain because the sideboards took pretty well. So we're just gonna go with it. If we have to put a couple of coats on there, we will. And yeah, we're just gonna knock these out and see how it goes.
Okay, so we've got the first coat on the other side done. Now it's time for the second coat. It does look like it didn't stick as well as those sides we sanded, but let's see what the second coat does.
This is after the second coat. It's looking pretty good. She's putting the finishing touches on it. We might have to do a third, but we're gonna let this dry and we'll see.
All right, our paint is now dry. We did only have to do 2 coats, and that was pretty great. The Rust-Oleum paint we bought is fantastic, and I would highly recommend it. We just went to Walmart and got it, and it was on clearance for $14, so get it while you can.
So we're gonna take out the old, put in the new. We'll put you on a little time lapse so you can watch the whole process. Stick around and see the final product. That was a lot of work, but man, it was worth it.
We spent $150 and made our bedroom into something amazing.
Thanks for commenting, liking, and subscribing.
Have a great day and see you next time.